take a look at the social media profiles of upwardly mobile Nigerians. At some point, you will be deluged with the vacation pictures from Dubai, Canada, America, UK, and a multitude of other countries around the world. Yes, Nigerians love to travel. We are all familiar with that Igbo proverb that says, Onye Ije The Traveller. Roughly translated, this means that a well-traveled person is wiser than an old person with gray hair. This saying perhaps summarizes the Igbo people of Nigeria very well. We have a migrant mindset, we like to travel, and we like to have fun. It is very important to note that the concept of fun is not just casual scheduled time that we make out. Whether we are working, eating, drinking, or even teasing each other, there must be an element of fun weaved into it. Despite all this, the concept of tourism in southeastern Nigeria remains just that, a concept, a possibility of sorts that has not been fully explored. My hope is that we can reimagine this concept and will it into a state of reality. To achieve this, we must do this together. First, let us take a look at the region we call southeast of Nigeria. Igboland, otherwise known as Southeast, comprises of 5 states: Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo. By the way, that list is in alphabetical order, not importance, before I get cancelled. For the uninitiated, the term Igboland comes from the fact that those areas are the ancestral lands of the Igbo people. Therefore, an overwhelming majority of the inhabitants are Igbo. Now, you recall earlier I said that Nigerians love to travel. Igbo people, as travelers, embody that sentiment. So let us unpack some statistics as they pertain to the travel habits and capital spending of Nigerians. Unbeknownst to me, Nigerians have taken this saying of Onye Ije to extreme levels. As we often do, anything we touch, we do it big. Here are some staggering numbers for you. According to a Central Bank of Nigeria report as analyzed by Bamidele Adesoji from Nigeriametrics.com, Nigeria spent a whopping $9.01 billion, that's 3.24 trillion naira, on personal foreign travels in the 9 months between January to September of 2019. Comparing it to the same period from the previous year, 2018, the January to September foreign trip expenditure was 5.59 billion. This means that the cash capital flight was blascated and propelled upwards of 61% in 1 year. Blascata is just Nigerian English for to fire, attack, or in this case, explode. Once in a while, I might veer off into these strange places of Nigerian lingo, so please indulge me. Back to our analysis. When we break these astronomical figures from 2019 further down, we will see that out of the total expenditure of 9.01 billion, which includes education and medical tourism, the cash expenditure for personal travel expenses like vacation was actually $2.5 billion. Whichever way you look at it, these are incredible numbers. As you can see, it is not a matter of need, whether Nigerians like to travel or not. It is a matter of options. The market is there, ready to be captured, but the majority are seeking opportunities elsewhere besides the homeland. As we know, true adventurers, true Ndi Ije, do not need data to tell us where to go. We just pack our bags and we go. When you mix that with the curiosity and passion to understand one's homeland, what you get is something like our TV show, Onye Ije The Traveller. Onye Ije The Traveller is a TV docu-series that takes people through an epic journey of Igboland as we discover what various towns and communities have to offer. Let's take a look.
Unu mani Igbo anyị si na mberede nyere dike, mana ọkwa mberede ka eji ama dike.
Unu na-afụkwa Onye Ije rest ebute okwute.
Unu ga-akawa alụ na-ele Onye Ije maka na ihe anyị ka ga-eweta karịrị nne. Gọzienụ ka anyị dị ka ọ dịrị ọzọ n'ụbọchị. Ija.
We traveled extensively over a 3-year period, capturing amazing locales, hidden gems, and untold stories. I believe our venture to be historic and unprecedented due to the volume of content we acquired, the community relationships we built, and the amount of time it took us to execute these things. This movement was purely powered by passion, the independent spirit, the pride, and the respect we have for our land, Igboland. We are just a small team trying our best to promote tourism in the Southeast, forging ahead all these years despite the many challenges we faced along our journey. The goal to build a tourism industry in the Southeast is a massive one that will take other teams such as independent entrepreneurs, partnerships with the private industry, and cooperation by the local and state governments. Our hope is that their economic development teams will realize the natural untapped potential that they are sitting on. It might surprise you that till date, despite how popular our show Onye Ije The Traveller is, we have come this far without any assistance from state government or private industry. I must use this opportunity to thank some staff of the Enugu State Tourism Board under the former administration, especially Honorable Tony Manfred Ezeike, whose passion for tourism and the vision to build the tourism industry in Enugu State gave us the support and blessings to plant our feet in Enugu State as a starting point. This enabled us to build up to visiting the rest of the southeastern states. Honorable Ezeike is now the Commissioner for Youth and Sports for Enugu State. I felt like that brief history of Onye Ije The Traveller show was important. Just as important is the genesis of the movement and the motivations behind it. One would say that I was born an Onye Ije, born in Canada, grew up in Nigeria, moved back to Canada, and now reside in the United States. After my migration to US, I secured a contract with Rhodes Scholar, who is a world leader in education, travel, and adventures. As a videographer and photographer, I shot many projects for them around the US. One thing that struck me was the number of hidden gems within every locale we visited. For years, I spent a lot of time on the road across different states in America, different cities and different villages, capturing and profiling nature, unique local experiences, and the participants having fun in these interesting places. Amongst all this fun, it was never lost on me that there was a big business built around these experiences. People flew in from all over the country and paid their way to get access to local fun and have a memorable experience. Then I drew parallels to our own family trips and vacations across different places in the US. We enjoy visiting geographical locations and adventure spots. You could clearly see that there was an intentional mission by the towns to develop their natural resources into an income generator for the community. Wherever there was a mountain, a cave, a waterfall, they built around it. There will be restaurants, hotels, gift shops, art market, ice cream shops, and other hospitable ventures that will enable the visitors to come into the town, have fun, and be comfortable. I started to imagine what this scenario will look like back home. What could Igboland possibly be? And what would he have to offer that we do not know about? Growing up, we often heard crazy stories about mythical spots in our villages and towns. It might be the river that swallowed 10 people in one swoop, or the cave that houses the biggest python in the world. These were all stories and legends. No one dared to go there to these places. Our superstitions aside, I was really fascinated by the possibilities that existed in Igboland. After many years of traveling with the Rhodes Scholar and our own personal family trips, I picked up the courage to venture into the unknown, back home to discover what our land had to offer. I pitched it to my partners and they were excited, so off we went. What we discovered saddened and excited me at the same time. Amazing natural deposits, geographical wonders, epic adventural landscapes, unique dance troupes, mouth-watering food. We had it all. However, I noticed a common thread. There was no organization or industry built around these amazing resources. Here we had the makings of a thriving industry, but they were not being fully utilized. We are exporting an extreme amount of wealth outside the country, depositing these funds into local economies where we go on vacations. Yet, we could be doing the same thing in our ancestral communities. The average well-to-do Nigerian travels abroad on vacation, maybe once or twice a year, visiting multiple countries across the world. Children in private schools go on yearly foreign trips, while sometimes ignoring unique, untapped experiences in their own ecosystem. It is time we reimagine what tourism means to us. Are we categorically rejecting the possibility of participating in tourism in our own land? Or is it just a mere case of a conducive environment not being present to make us comfortable to partake in these natural blessings? What do I mean by this? Travel, for the most part, is about adventure and comfort. The adventure part is there. Nature has given us that gift. The next step is to build around it. We need well-trained local tour guides that understand and cater to the needs of experienced travelers. Comfortable motels, hotels, restaurants with great service and sanitation, local artisans and craft makers providing gift items as souvenirs, thereby creating a new source of income for themselves. The opportunities are endless for this reimagined world of tourism in Igboland. At this point, I should mention that there is a lot of activity at actually a high level. Years ago, a former administration in Anambra State launched a parastatal in the form of a resort called Golden Tulip Hotels. The business model is to build around the legendary Agulu Lake, a lake with its own legendary stories, where it is said to contain crocodiles that swallow human beings whole. Laudable enough, subsequent administrations continued and completed the work, and it has been a source of attraction and employment for the community. Now, if you want to go and test and see if the crocodiles indeed swallow people whole, you now have a comfortable place to stay and to rest at the end of the day, even if one of your limbs were chewed off in the process. Enugu State has a few tourism sites spread around. You recall our family trips I mentioned earlier. One such trip was to a small town in Tennessee called Chattanooga. It is billed as America's tallest and deepest underground waterfall inside a mountain. It reminds me of Ohum Cave and Waterfalls right there in Enugu. Another tall and deep waterfall, this one inside a cave. Same natural resource, but extremely different levels of development around it. From our observation, Imo and Abia State has some historic sites such as Oguta Lake and Natural War Museum that were built a while ago, but not much in terms of recent developments. Ebonyi State seems to be on a tear, building out their economic development vision, which is quite impressive, but it has to do more with corporate and business industry. Great job on that. Hopefully, a place will also be carved out for tourism to promote the existing sites in Ebonyi. Imagine corporate companies bringing their retreats and a good amount of spending naira to these communities. It could be conferences, conventions, and events, or even school excursions all year round. This dream and some of these plans were set in motion pre-COVID. Time will tell what the travel industry landscape will look like post-COVID. But for the most part, we remain hopeful that the world will return to a certain level of comfortable normalcy. I also noticed that due to COVID and international travel restrictions, vacation spots in cities like Lagos, which has more developed tourism attractions, are experiencing a surge of visitors. In a way, that's a good thing. Due to our extensive journey across the 5 southeastern states, we discovered that there is a huge opening for tourism activity in Igboland. Our position as experts in this space provides tremendous value to our viewers and other travelers who have been inquiring about going on the Onye Ije tours with us. For example, this year, we took members of a strong organization in the US called Igbo Unite on a curated tour of Igboland, powered by our show, Onye Ije The Traveller. Here is a snapshot of their experience and the things they had to say.
So we're here this evening at the Center for Memories. I thought there were things to discover in Igboland, but I have found out with Onye Ije experience that I haven't even begun to see all the things that Igboland has to offer.
It's really, really fun. I would definitely come back and bring my friends with me.
Wakanda forever.
Mbo.
Igboland forever.
This is further proof of the need and hunger for local travel among our people in the abroad, as we say, and both at home as well. Travelers are seeking more local experiences beyond the pilgrimage to our village. They want to do more. They want to have fun, and they want to do it safely in Igboland. Come along. Let's do it together. Thank you.